Have you ever solved a math problem on a calculator and had it spit out a number like this? It kind of made you feel like this, didn't it? In math and in life, we like things to be as simple as possible. So instead of saying $397, you'd probably just say $400. And if a price tag said $7.99, you'd probably just say $8. This is rounding. It makes our life easier. And if a calculator spits out a big ugly number like this, rounding is going to be the thing that saves the day. And today, I'm going to show you how to do it. When we're rounding, we're taking a big ugly decimal number and rounding it to the nearest hundredth. This makes the number easier to read, easier to write, easier to solve problems with. I don't even know how to read this number. But what I'm going to do is write it down and figure out where the hundredths place is. I have a 3 in my hundredths place. Now there's a couple things that I know about this number. I know that when I round it to the hundredths place, everything to the left is going to stay the same. I also know that when I round it to the hundredths place, everything to the right is going to disappear because I'm rounding it. I'm getting rid of those numbers. I want to make this number easier to deal with. So I'm going to set myself up and just write 45 and 6, and then I'm going to leave a little number seat for the hundredths place because that's the question mark. That's what we don't know is what's going to happen. I'm going to look at the next digit, which is a 7 in my thousandths place. Now here's a handy dandy rhyme to help you. If the digit next door is 4 or more, we raise the score. If the digit next door is 4 or less, we let the digit rest. So if I look at the 7 in the thousandths place, I see that it is 5 or more, which means this 3 hundredths is going to round up, raise the score to 4 hundredths. We can check ourselves because when I read my final number, it should end with the word hundredths. That means we've rounded it correctly. 45 and 64 hundredths ends in the correct place. I cut it off just as much as I was hoping to. All right, let's look at the next one. I can read this number. I know that it's 16 and 817 thousandths, but it's still a little messy. I would love this number better if it were rounded to the nearest 10th. Which digit is in my 10ths place? Good, the 8. Now I know a couple things about this number. I know that the 16 is not going to change. The question mark is what is going to end up in my 10ths place. And to figure that out, I'm going to look next door to my hundredths place. Now I have a 1 here. So is that 5 or more, or is that 4 or less? 1 is 4 or less, let it rest, which means this 8 in the 10ths place is just going to stay the same. Ooh, that's an ugly 8. I'm so sorry about that. Let's rewrite that. We read it as 16 and 8 tenths. And because it ends in tenths, that means I cut it off in the correct spot. Isn't this number much better to deal with than this number? Sure is. Now there's going to be times where you don't want to deal with a decimal number at all. You just want a whole number, and I get it. Decimals can be messy. So we're going to take this 3 and 574 thousandths, and we want to completely get rid of that decimal altogether. We just want a whole number. So all we're doing is looking at our ones place. The question is this going to stay a 3, or is it going to round up and become a 4? To figure that out, I'm going to look to my 10ths place. Here I have 5 tenths. We know 5 or more raise the score, which means this 3 ones is going to raise up and become 4 ones. And that's it. That's my whole number. Now, could you write 4.000? Sure, they have the same value. But remember, the goal is to be as simple as possible. That's what rounding is all about. Other times you might see a problem that asks you to round to the nearest dollar. Okay, that just means it wants to get rid of any pennies, any change. So if I have $14.46, I don't want change. I just want to deal with whole dollars. And that's the same as the ones place. So we're going to look at this 4, okay? I know that the tens place won't change. My question mark is what's gonna happen in that ones place. I'm gonna look next door to the tenths place. This 4 right here is 4 or less, which means the 4 in my ones place is going to stay a 4. This is gonna be $14. Now again, rounded to the nearest dollar, you could write 14.00, but the goal is to be as simple as possible. $14.46 rounded to the nearest dollar is $14. Want the worksheet I'm using in this video? Click on the link below and get the full packet, including partner practice, 3 pages of independent practice, a challenge page for your early finishers, and an exit quiz. Thank you for watching and happy teaching.